What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Pillars of Eternity. In today's episode, we're heading into the capital. We're going to see what we can find out there. I think we've got a capital ID in front of us where we can go chill for a little bit and see if we can find some new quests to deal with. Our base got attacked, which was odd. I've never seen that happen before. And so I guess that's going to be one of those things that we need to just like make sure that if we're going to get hit, we've got walls and things in place. Let's schedule up the next little bit of construction for our base, shall we? We've completed a lot of things right here, and we are gaining some prestige. I think that the Bailey will unlock more upgrades. Okay, well, we don't really need that right now. Let's focus on the walls for right now. I'm going to go with the south curtain wall. I'm going to try and get everything all nice and encompassed, because if we can't defend our own lands, how can you call them your lands? And so before we do things for the interior, I want to make sure that the things that are ours are concretely ours. And so the best way to do that is by putting a wall around them and saying, hey, this is my shit. You tread by this, do it at your own risk. In the future, we'll probably go down and do the dungeon that's over there. I haven't gotten a chance to go down there and take a look at it just yet. I am interested in doing it. It's just hasn't happened as of right now. I am happy with the group that we have. Let's go back to Copper Lane. We'll probably be tired by the time that we get there, would be my guess. We'll have some rubbery implements attached to us to help us roll a little bit better, or at least to slow us down slightly still, making the same jokes over and over and over again. Got some boxes and some Justicars, and was this guy actually... Okay, so I don't think that guy actually had anything for us. I think we went down that way as well. The tavern tends to be the best place to start out. We did have a quest to take a ring to somewhere, and so let's take a look at that. The Hollowing of Deerwood. Go to the Temple of Wodica. Oh, that's right. We got to go to the Temple of Wodica. That's our main quest right now. Kenra's Ring to Pernisk. And so at a house in Copper Lane. Well, I don't know how that works out, but I wasn't really paying attention to where she said that was, or at least it was so long ago now that I don't remember where the house was that we needed to take this thing to. Let's go back and re-question her again, just in case, because this isn't the sort of game where they tell you twice. Oh, what happened to Pernisk? I guess she's not going to say. Alright, well then, back out the door with very, very few clues to work on here. Maybe I should have paid attention better. Our fighters are extremely durable. I'm thinking that I should probably... Let's give one of our fighters plate mail, possibly. Maybe even enchant it a little bit to make it a tad more... I don't know. Let's take a look at this thing right now, and we can give it a quality upgrade. What does that cost, though? That's going to take a whole bunch of goodies. Sapphires and a whole bunch of CP. Let's make this into fine plate mail with the stuff that we have right now. We have Pilgrim's Crown. We have the stuff that we need. And so it's fine plate mail armor. We'll make it of... For that, it looks like we need binding copper. Okay. I wanted to make it a little bit better, but of Constitution works too. That'll give it cave coral. Alright. Give that of Constitution +1, and then if we could like proof it somehow, that'd be great. But it looks like we're going to have to get our Monster Hunter on to make that work, and so I don't know where we get binding copper from, but I've been thinking it might be... It looks like we've got food, we've got potions, we've got scrolls. Unfortunately, I don't know where you get binding copper from and things like that. Maybe you get it from killing bad guys later on, but for right now, that will increase his DR pretty substantially, and since he doesn't really need the recovery speed anyways, that'll make him a tad stronger. Let's get him a helmet to go along with that so that he actually looks like the plate mail fighter that he is. I figured that'll do right there. That looks nice. That has kind of like a knightly look to it when he's off duty. That works for me. I'm happy with what he's got on right now. I mean, there are other things that I would like a little bit better, but that'll work. The helmets don't really do anything anyways. What do these gloves do, actually? So, Spellbind grants Restore Light Endurance. And so, do you get that? So, what does Spellbind do? Huh. I don't know what to think about this right now. Like, so if I give that to him, yes, how does that affect his spell list? I don't see anything around that, like, works out in that regard. So if he's got Spellbind, maybe he has to rest before it'll work like that? I don't know. We'll leave him on him for a second. We'll see what happens after he rests. Maybe it just gives you the spell. If you already have the ability to do cleric spells, maybe it just makes it so that you get an extra cast? I don't know. Kind of an odd piece of equipment right there. I'll put it on Bag of Bones for right now, and then we'll think about it later. I think I might want to give him that right there, because it's got draining and whatever on it. That's got DR bypass, but I think this one does too. It's got accuracy, and it converts grazes to hits, and so I'd like that because it's a little bit of a draining attack, and then what we'll do is we'll take some of this stuff and we'll throw it up in the stash. So I'm going to have to look at it right now. We did have some better chainmail over here. that we might be able to fiddle with. So we've got some medium armor right there. He's got a breastplate that's doing its deal right now. The fine mail armor will take him up by 1. The brigandine will take him up all the way, so that's not something I want to look at. For her, it's a pretty good idea to give her something better as well, so I'll probably go with the fine brigandine. That's something we can strap onto her and make her a little bit more efficient in combat. For Durance, we've got just normal scale armor. Let's give him the fine scale armor. It'll be a little bit better. It's colored differently. Are they all colored differently? I guess not. I guess fine stuff looks a little bit better on him. He's got what I want him to have. What does he have on right now? Brigandine. Technically, I could just give him plate armor, and I don't think it would affect anything else. He would probably be fine. His casting doesn't tend to get interrupted anyways because I keep him way in the back whenever anything is going on, so For him, it's a little bit more important. I think he was rocking leather or something like that. Alos leather armor, yeah. Well, doesn't look like I have anything in here. Actually, that's quite a bit better. If we give that to him, I think that'll work out because the DR is only 1 less. While simultaneously, it's got overseeing. What does overseeing do? Oh, it makes his AoEs larger. That might be worth keeping on then. It seems like a lot of the guys in this game start with gear that's already like optimized out to whatever it is that they're doing. And so it weirds me out sometimes that you don't really swap the gear out very often on some of these characters. Your time has come, Seagram. Your life is at an end. Is this a play? What's going on right here? Oh, I'm ruining the play. Maybe I should get out of the middle. Got actors. What do we have going on? Audience members. I guess this is just probably for flair. Kadal, he's got a name. Sorry, I can't talk right now. The benches are strewn with chicken bones, broken bottles, and greasy scraps of paper. It's probably because the chicken came in the scraps of paper. They used to wrap that stuff back with fried chicken and any sort of chicken. Really, they would wrap it up in cheesecloth, or they'd wrap it up in kind of like a wax paper. Who is this guy? The elderly man paces back and forth, taking short, hobbled steps. His gaze is distant, and beneath it are the dark rings of many restless nights. He appears to be having a conversation with someone who isn't there. And the way that you fought, cutting down 2 at a time. We shared quite a victory, you and I. Who are you talking to? The man looks up at you, startled. By the flame, for just a moment I thought I heard her. He puts a hand on his chest, catching his breath. What troubles you? Just the memories of my youth and the Rothen Rangers. The Northwatch Rangers, trials and adventures from a long time ago. A lifetime ago. Of late, the memory of lost battles and fallen friends has been especially vivid. Tell me about these memories. It's been nearly 60 years. We were known throughout the Deerwood then. We thought we'd adventure together forever, collecting coppers and inspiring songs. The wrinkles around his eyes deepened. That was until we faced Helig of Thane. He was a wizard whose experiments in necromancy left a trail of bodies, some reanimated from Solace Vale to Midwood. We tracked him as he fled the Valian republics, catching him west of the Lake of Drowned Tombs. We were fools. Seasoned as we were not prepared for his foul magic. Our numbers were nothing against his power. A wiser man would have ordered a retreat, but not I. By some curse, the gods, I was knocked out, and when I awoke, my rangers, my Rowena, were all dead. He holds empty air in his arms. Who is Rowena? My friend, my comrade in arms, and my love. We planned to adventure together until we grew old enough to settle down and enjoy our fortunes. Young as we were, we couldn't imagine anything would tear us apart. I know this sounds like an old man's madness, but I hear her. A voice just over my shoulder, calling to me in my dreams. At night I see her wandering the catacombs beneath the city, trying to escape. Foolish as it sounds, I can't shake the idea that she's somehow down there waiting for me. I've even ventured below, but though it damn near cost me my life, he hesitates. Were I half the warrior I was in my youth, I'd search every grave and rat hole. As it is, I'm stuck with this feeble body and agonizing notion that my love is somehow down there and beyond my help. I'll search the catacombs. Tears spring to the old man's eyes. There's an entrance southwest of here, on the other side of the canal. He sniffs and wipes his eyes. You are truly a gift from the gods, my friend. If there is anything you can find of her. A voice from the past. Okay, so we'll go take a look. Sometimes I get caught up when I get into those little moments right there. I don't know. I get into the readings. I really sincerely do. I find it to be very, very enjoyable to read some of these little segments, sort of infuse a little bit of life. I don't know if I'm any good at it at all. As you get near... Okay, so that's one of the lore people. Is this the location we're looking for? Maybe we can go off and try and find Rowena. I don't know. I heard Weena at the end of that, and it made me laugh slightly. I'm immature like that. I can't help it. It's one of those little things that deep down inside it makes me giggle. What is this? A dead initiate. As you approach the dead man, you can feel the faint traces of his soul lingering, a stunned uncertainty holding into its place. When you near without warning, the soul hurries towards you as though you were a solitary light in the dank gloom of this place to usher it away. Its essence invades your consciousness. You are in a different body now, walking deeper into the catacombs, cloaked in a dark robe with a mask pulled over your face. You're following a familiar path along the canal, heading to a room built around the statue of a figure wearing a robe much like yours. Others await, clothed in hoods and shadows. Ahead is another figure dressed like you, traveling in the same direction. You don't know his name, and that's how it's supposed to be. Out of the darkness, something monstrous grabs the other figure. You try to flee, but find yourself face to face with a troll. The panic pounding through your brain is interrupted by razor-edged teeth and claws. You snap yourself out of the dead man's memory. The corpse lies on the damp and grimy ground. His hood and mask are missing, and his clothes are shredded. Okay, so it appears as though something bad happened down here. Let's go ahead and saddle up in stealth mode and try and make sure that whatever ate this guy, we don't become his next meal, shall we? Looks like we got a little slime over here. Not a lot of slime, just a little. Something that can be dealt with in due time. A little bit of damage dealt over there. Hopefully our attack times are not reduced by the fact that we're wearing plate mail and things of that nature right now, because we appear to be doing a pretty good job of cleaving our way through our slimy enemies. We should be able to get ourselves a few new reagents here as well. I'm going to go back into stealth mode. We only have one set of campsite gear right now. And so, oh, look, they dropped some turquoise right there. That'll be nice to have around. We're going to be strapped with turquoise like we live in the Southwest if this adventure continues to pan out in that fashion. We've got a Valoon. What is a Valoon? Valoon's namesake is a yellow-orange fruit found in Old Valia. These clear gemstones bear a similar yellow-orange color and often cut like ruby sapphires and emeralds. Never heard of Valoon before. I don't know if that's something that they made up just sort of to enhance the fantasy of the location, or if it's a real thing. It looks like we've got another gravestone over here that's going to name more Kickstarter backers. 230 copper added to the pile that we have in our sack right now. I like to keep our treasure in. It's not an ornate sack. I like to keep it. I mean, it's getting kind of large. Oh my god, that's a big-ass troll. I mean, all of him is big, not just the ass, but wow. Let's make sure the person he's fighting is our tank. Let's have some of our other fighters deal with some of these enemies right now. It looks like he's been stunned. What I'd like to do there is let's work on this enemy right here. I'm going to have Durance join the fight with this foe. Although I'm going to deeply hope... Actually, Durance, stop that advance right there. Stop the advance, Durance, if you get the chance. Wear pants, though, Durance. We are taking a little bit of damage right there. I'm going to have him throw out a little heal. The big black ooze down here. Let's see if we can get a couple people in and on it. If we can take care of our foes right now, it'll save us a little bit of trouble later. Let's throw out a heal. Not too alarming, but he's slowly dying. It looks like he's picked up weakness. Seems to be doing fine to me. I love the music right now. It's epic if you can catch it in the background. I don't know. I have to lower the sound levels a little bit so that everything lines up properly, but still, I'm greatly enjoying the soundtrack of the game. It seems to amplify right at all the points that it should, and it's pretty intense. I like it. And so we got a little bit of damage dealt right there. The troll is taking some major hits right now. And so the enemies that we were facing off against have been defeated. It wasn't actually so bad as they might have led us to believe. We got a little bit of spirits right there, okay? And so we'll keep our spirits high, our stock of spirits, that is, because I enjoy the liquor as much as anybody else. This week, I've been enjoying, actually, there's a microbrewery up in, it's near Lagunitas. It's not quite up there, but it's up in Sebastopol here in California. I've been enjoying a couple of random ciders. I've got pear cider, I've got apple cider, and I've got a couple of other hard ciders that I've very much been enjoying this week. The pear cider in particular, it's done by Ace Breweries. Very, very good. A delicious cider, in fact. The alcohol content's a little bit low, though, so I don't know. It won't get you buzzed or drunk, though, like you'd like to. I can drink 2 or 3 of them and feel absolutely nothing. It's not a strong drink, but it's delicious. It's a nice thing to pair with, like, any dinner that you guys... If you're drinking pizza, or I'm sorry, if you're drinking pizza. If you're eating, like, a strong pizza that's got a lot of pepperoni or anything spicy, it seems to... I've been... Actually, it's one of those weird things where I've been eating a lot of salsa lately. And spicy salsa goes very, very well with it because it's very, very tame and it's sort of just, like, mild. It's got almost like a winey flavor. Not like a super... I would say that it's very, very similar, not to something you would see, almost like a... I don't know what really to compare it to. It definitely tastes like pears, but it's a little bit more sour because of the brewing process and getting everything all nice and taken care of, and sort of like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for right now is. I'm not really into liquors that much. As a result, do we have anything in here? We do. A little bit of coin right there that we can hold off on. It looks like it goes deeper down into the dungeons right there. But anyways, it's part of the distilling process or whatever it is that they do with the whole thing. It was very, very delicious, and actually I've been enjoying it quite a bit. So I know I'm fumbling with my words right now. It's the end of the day, and this is probably my last recording. We've got some skellies up here that we want to deal with. This is my last recording of the day, and so honestly, I'm right at that point at the end of the day where I'm starting to get a little bit exhausted, and my brain just doesn't work anymore. I don't get physically exhausted anymore with the work that I happen to do, but I will say that mental exhaustion is a real thing, and I didn't really think about it like that until I started doing this work. And mental exhaustion, it tends to creep up on you a little bit. Oh, we got all kinds of nastiness happening down here. A skeletal wizard. I'm going to need somebody to run the line and get on them. And yeah, they've got the same thing going on. They are aware of the fact that I'm trying to get down in here and wipe them out. And so what I'd like to do with my wizard right now is let's play around with some of the new spells, shall we? Let's see what happens for us here. A little bit of damage. They bounce around a bit. Not really that useful of a spell. It does a little bit of damage, though. I think it's because of the piercing damage. They might have some kind of resistance to it. Let's get the heal off right there to keep everybody running around in a fashion that we see fit. I always like my fashion to fit. I hate it when my clothes don't fit. That's one of my big pet peeves in life. Is I hate it when I buy clothes and they don't fit properly because there wasn't like a dressing room or whatever, and you're just like giving it a shot. Additionally, you lose a lot of weight or whatever. That's what people would always be like, your clothes are so baggy, and like, why are you sagging, right? And I'm like, well, I lost like 60 pounds. And then back in the day, I didn't have the money to buy new clothes, so I just would wear like my overweight clothes because it was all that I had because I was in college and I was broke and I couldn't afford anything else. Now I buy new clothing, and I'm really sort of paranoid about making it all fit properly, probably because of that. Oh, good, we're nice and tired right now. That'll make this dungeon a little bit more... Looks like we're losing 10 to defenses. Ew. We may have to take a rest down here, or we may have to break off our adventures and go back to the inn, which is not something that I relish the thought of doing, but for right now we should be alright. A little bit of armor right there. Christ. Well, let's get rid of that very quickly. Stop walking through it. Damn it! Aloth is getting his ass whooped over here. I think it actually... Okay, so the problem was that it laid down an AoE. Oh, shit. We have problems. Stop walking in hallways.
Keeping quiet.
Getting destroyed by these traps. Oh, really? I guess we probably don't have a chance to disarm them. It's just a thing that we either know how to do or we don't know how to do. Little disappointing. It looks like we got some enemies up in there that we'll have to be careful about.
Sure.
I don't suppose that anybody else can actually like make this happen. I know I have a couple people that have been working on traps, but unfortunately, I think their skill levels are about equal. Do I have any scrolls? What does that do? It's got gears on it. Gives us +3 mechanics. Yeah, make it happen. Let's get rid of that trap. I don't like looking at it.
Yeah. What?
There it is. And there we go. So 240 XP for that one. That's actually a pretty solid allocation of XP if you were trying to look for it. I think we'll go up into here. There are a few more necromancers. I'm going to try and sneak in such a way... Oh. Helig of Thane. Oh, that's our guy. Never mind. That's our dude that's trying to take us right there. Let's, since our HP is a little bit low, this might be a little bit of an overstep. Let's sleep right outside his front door, though, and then we'll see what happens right here. Obviously, I'm going to throw in a quick save just in case this doesn't go very well. If I splice it in, I'll be honest. A lone figure in tattered robes shuffles across the chamber, muttering under its breath. As you approach, the figure halts and swivels its head towards you. Its haggard visage is a labyrinth of wrinkles and sores overgrown by a moss-like beard. What's this? Who disturbs Helig's work? Its voice rattles and gurgles like that of a drowning man. You're Helig. Dalton sent me to look for Rowena. He leans back and bursts into raucous laughter. His threadbare robes drift apart, revealing an amulet and a ragged wound running from chest to throat. It spatters a black viscous fluid on the floor with every cackle. That old fool is still alive. I do hope he doesn't bear a grudge for the incident. It was so very long ago. What happened to you? What's this? He points a gnarled thumb at the wound. A long story. It was one of the first animancers in the Deerwood, practiced necromancy too, which is what put Dalton and his Northwatch Rangers on my tail. He cackles, making a wet burbling sound. Dalton believes that Rowena is in the catacombs. He seems to restrain from another bout of chuckling. Oh, you could say that. If you were to retrieve my grimoire from Mordred, I'll let you in on the secret. Alright, what do you need me to do? When animancy started gaining popularity, I came to Defiance Bay in hopes of finding a place where my research would meet with more acceptance. Worked at the Brackenbury Sanitarium for a few months when I met Modred. He spits a glob of black blood on the floor. Let's just say Modred and I didn't see eye to eye. It got so bad we were threatening to kill each other on a daily basis. Obviously, the bastard made good on his threat, and he runs a jagged fingernail along his oozing wound. Ew, that seems painful. Sunk a dagger into my chest while I was sleeping and dumped my body in the catacombs. If Modred kills you, how are we having this conversation? I preserved my mind and my memories with Engwithan magic and a few timely preparations. He looks at his rotting hands, yet now my soul is anchored to this decaying husk. His claw-like hands clench into fists. Modred stole a life from me and left me with a wrecked corpse in this craving. He clutches at his stomach and glances at you hungrily, but only for a second. Modred keeps all that is precious to him in a trunk in his laboratory. Just as he stole my grimoire, he offers you a key with a claw-like hand. On your way to Brackenbury Sanitarium, then. Bring me my grimoire and my revenge, and you can have your Rowena. He chokes on a burbling chuckle. If there's nothing else, be on your way. What are those creatures behind you? Just a few personal effects. Sorry souls stuck in their mortal shells. Their flesh is dead as mine, although their minds are not as well maintained. They flock to me like worms to drakes. They're not half as intelligent, but he watches one as it stumbles into a desk. They serve for amusement. I was just exploring down here. Then go, and thank the gods I'm not hungry. Alright, well I guess that works. I suppose we can make this guy. Does that count as stealing? Because I want it. What is this? A tarnished locket. Okay, well I'll take it. That's probably the last little bit of Rowena would be my guess. A grim assortment of rusty blades adorns the table. Oh, shit. Did we just get one-shotted by one trap? Oh my god. That was brutal. Maybe I should start paying attention better. Seems like a decent plan. Ah, see, there's another one right there. I bet we can't even pick it either. Hey, we managed to get that one. That's pretty good. This guy's got another flintlock pistol on him. I don't like this place. This place is brutal and upsetting and difficult, and it makes me pay attention, which is the worst crime that it can possibly commit. I think we should probably leave here and avoid getting blown up any few. I mean, his health. He's got like a big, he's got sort of like one of the, what are those things called that run along your walls with the wallpaper, like along the center? I don't really know what it's called, like crown molding or something like that. Maybe crown molding goes on the top. I'm not sure. I'm not good at these sorts of like homekeeping things. Either way, I think we should probably leave. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of bad things down here that want to hurt us. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this episode a little bit short because I feel like my mind is failing me at the moment, coming up with anything entertaining or interesting to say. And so that tends to be the point at which I'm like, all right, let's break it off right here. But still, I'm going to go back, I'm going to rest, I'm going to resupply.
You have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Deerwoodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
It's odd, but that statement right there, like, I take his meaning. Like, they didn't treat it like a god, they just treated him like the new sheriff in town or whatever. And that says a lot to, like, the mindset of the people that live in that given area. But anyways, my name is Splattercat. I'll see y'all next time. I'm going to recharge a little bit, get ready for the stream tonight. I don't know if you'll see this on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, but anyways, it's a Wednesday when I'm recording this. And so we're going to rest, get things all nice and tapered back up, and I'll see you next time. Hi, do everybody.